Boy, some cold, hard truths about to be delivered in this video today, fam. Most men care more about their woman than their biological children. I released a video not too long ago called The Problem with Stepfathers. And I'm saying in that video, when times are good, certain men, they might say or even act like, if anything happened to the woman, God forbid, I would take on the stepdaughter or the stepson as my own. So God forbid something happened to the mum, I would take you on as my stepdaughter, as my stepson. It's bullshit. I guarantee you, if push comes to shove and something happened to that woman, God forbid, that man that's supposed to be fulfilling the role as the stepfather, he will be trying to get rid of that you know. He'll be trying to push that you onto the aunties or the grandma or the grand aunts, whoever. Because that you is now a burden to him. Yeah, he's only taking on the role of the stepfather because he has to. Because he knows that's what he needs to do to be with that woman. Most men care more about the woman than the children, whether it's stepchildren or their own children. I know this for a fucking fact. Most men would never admit this. It's the fucking truth, blood. I've noticed most of the suicides post-breakup are from men, you know. Most men cannot take their woman leaving them. Most men, when they get dumped by their gal, they either turn into crazy stalker mode or they beg and they plead. Only 5% of men are like, fuck it. Certain men, they can't take the fact that their woman is now getting her toes curled by another man, and it turns them mad. Most men cannot take not being with their woman. I had a little cousin, and my little cousin's friend from school, her mum died of cancer. You know, the father, during a time of need, during a time of desperation, he wasn't there for his daughter. Do you know what he did? He hung himself. I can guarantee you, I would put strong fucking money on it. That same man that hung himself, if his daughter died of cancer, he would still be walking the earth today. I can almost guarantee, I don't even know these people. I know human behavior. Man study human behavior, fam. I ain't got no degree or nothing like that. PhD self-certified though. Most men care more about the woman over the children. There are more men on this planet that have hung themselves, committed suicide, thrown themselves over a fucking bridge because their woman has dumped them, over the men that have lost their children, their babies, their daughters, their sons. Think about it logically. Most men kill themselves when their woman dumped them. Most men do not kill themselves when their child dies. I know a man who, they break up with their woman and that, and they've turned up to the woman's house. Well, when I say they break up with their woman, they've been dumped by their woman, and they've turned up to the woman's house, and they're banging down the door. I want to see my kids. I want to see my kids. I want to see my kids. Bullshit. They don't want to see their kids. They're using the children as an excuse to see the woman. Because I can guarantee you, and I was talking about this with my gal as well, these men that claim, I want to see my kids, I want to see my kids, I want to see my kids. They don't really want to see the kids that much. They want to worm their way back into the woman's life, and they're using the kids as an excuse. I was talking to my girl about this, and I gave her 2 alternative realities, yeah? I said, imagine this guy that really wants to see his kids, because I know a couple of men that have done this, yeah? This guy that really wants to see his kids. If you said to him, okay, you can see your children. You have 2 options though. You can see your children at any time that's convenient, yeah? For the children, obviously, because they got to go to school and that. You can see them anytime you want. realistically. But you can only go to see them at the grandparents' house. You can stay there for 5 hours if you want. You can take them wherever you want. Or you can go to your baby mum's yard and you can stay there for 5 hours. You can take them out for trips and that. What do you think these guys who claim it's all about the children, I don't care about the baby mum, I don't care if I ever see her again, it's all about the children, what do you think they would rather pick? Going to the grandparents' house and spending 5 hours of quality time with their children. But they're not allowed to ask any questions. They're not allowed to get no background information about the baby mum. They're not allowed to know who she's with from who she's not with. Nothing. No information. Radio silence. Do you think they would rather pick that? Or do you think they would rather pick being able to go to the baby mum's yard and spend 5 hours of quality time with their children? They'll pick the fucking baby mum's yard because ultimately they care about getting back with the baby mum more than seeing their children. Pre the situation for it is, pre the dynamics between men and Ross Clark women. Most breakups are initiated by women, yeah? So, most men are dumped by their gal. Most men do not do the dumping. Most men, when they get dumped by their gal, they plead, they beg, they turn into crazy stalker mode. If anyone is going to commit suicide post-breakup, it's going to be a man. And out of the men that have committed suicide in this world, forget about relationships and shit. How many men do you know or even heard about who have committed suicide because their child has died? I've never heard of that. I've never heard of a man committing suicide because his child has died. But I've heard plenty of men who have committed suicide, thrown themselves off of a fucking flat in Edmonton because their gal has dumped them. And you know what? If man's going to be fucking real on this thing, and man's not just Jay Wise, man's Jay the realist, but I'm also not Jay Saint, yeah? And man them, you're watching this as well, you might have even been in this situation. I've been in situations, and I know other men have been in situations where they've had what we call the scare, where a gal that you're just messing with, but she's an idiot, she's a dumb thing, slag, scared. She's told you, oh, I might be pregnant and that. And you're thinking to yourself, because I thought this, and I'm going to be real here. I'm like, nah, fuck the gal and fuck the youth. I don't want nothing to do with that gal, and I don't want her to have my youth blood. Do you know why? It's got nothing to do with the kid. I don't like that girl. I want nothing to do with her. So I don't want nothing to do with the youth. I don't want no strings attached to this gal. I don't want no strings attached via you because I don't want nothing to do with this gal. Come on, man them. You must have been in that situation before, blood. A gal, a dead, or just a slag thing telling you, oh, I might be pregnant. And you're like, nah, fuck the gal and fuck the you. As opposed to a gal that you really like, you might be like, oh, I don't really want to have a you at this stage in my life. But you know, fuck it, go on, let's run it. Even me, if Nadia told me, oh, you know, I'm pregnant, and I'll be like, I didn't really plan for it right now. I was thinking, yeah, wait like a year or something, but fuck it, all right, cool. Because Nadia is my girl, I'm with her. Whereas if it was just some slag thing that man's messing about with on the side, nah, fuck that, blood. I'm going to be real, blood. Man, the wise, man, the realist, man. Also, I'm not a saint, blood. It's something that man was messing about with on the side, say, oh, I'm pregnant. I'll be like, nah, fuck the girl, fuck the you. I don't want nothing to do with her. Like, it's almost like a prison sentence is waiting for man. Whereas opposed to if Nadia said to me, oh, you know, I'm pregnant, I'll be like, alright, cool. Come a year early, innit, yeah, but it is what it is, innit? Go on, run the thing. When men care about the woman, as opposed to men not caring about the woman, it makes a difference how he's going to interact with those children. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, if a man got a fucking 10 out of 10 Instagram model pregnant, oh, he will be really invested in those children as opposed to some dead thing that he was beating on the side, some 5 out of 10 average dead thing. You think he's going to be invested in that child's life? I'm going to leave it there, bro. I'm going to leave it there, man. Stay wise, done, man.